Been a minute since I've been live, so bear with me. Setting up a few things. Just wanted to talk a little bit more about. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Sometimes I get on here and don't do it properly. Let's see. Trying to make sure I'm live on these other. Okay, okay. So I did want to talk about health for the most part and wellness, especially for men, on a level where we're doing a lot of things, especially if if you're in the gym, if you're having sex, if you're really just doing, have a high stress load. If you got the typical things going on, you really want to be in a position where you're nourishing your health in as many possible ways as you can, because we also have to remember that, you know, people, we don't eat real food no more. And those are just the facts. I mean, we really don't eat real food anymore. And if you dug into what is in the foods that you consider to be real, you'll be surprised. You'll wonder if it's actually nourishing you or poisoning you, or doing both at the same time, if there's such a thing. So, when I got into health coaching and working with people with their health, since like 2007, 8, around that time, and really didn't get into it until 2010. And I've been plant based and for a very long time, and noticed that a lot more people are these days, just because it's a trendy thing, but also people are getting it to the level that, hey, you know, you got to eat a certain type of way for your body type based on what you're doing. Somebody who's hitting the gym a lot may believe or that, a plant-based diet may not give them enough calories or even enough protein to build a muscle, and that's not always true, because protein is somewhat like a myth in the sense there that it's absolutely needed, but at the same time an abundance of it is not necessarily good for the body, in the sense that it makes the body more prone to disease. And the more you eat, the sicker you get. Digestion doesn't change based on what you want to eat. Your digestion is based on how your body is and how your body type is to digest certain things efficiently or inefficiently, and your body will always tell you when these things are happening. So like most people, I've been in the wellness space, and I've tried a lot of different things. Lately, I've had to ramp up my levels of B12, and other times I'm using stuff like Seamoss right here. This is purple Seamoss from Jamaica, and using I wouldn't say that I use any of these things all the time. The goal is to have like a real balanced kind of lifestyle that you live. And the thing about people who eat meat is, because I know, my family grew up eating meat myself, so it's like, I'm not going to really knock it, like, in the sense of the traditions of it. But what it is that the meat that most people are eating right now is trash. It's trash because it's being fed with things and genetically modified or ingredients and foods that literally, like, fucking cows ain't supposed to eat that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you're not thinking about it or what have you. And that's why, this grass fed evolution has spread so fast when it comes to beef and various other things. But then you're talking about eating a cow, for the most part, who is a genetically modified being itself. So a lot of people don't even consider those things when it comes to the chickens, when it comes to the varieties of animals that are being farmed and being fed on natural things, not being pastured. There's definitely levels to how you even want that. You want to eat meat because, we're at a point in our life right now where in society when it comes to food where it's we eat out more than we eat in, and we don't prepare shit. So it's like we want things as convenient as possible, so it's like we aid in our own deteriorating health, and whatever we're being told for the most part is what we're likely to believe, just based on the fact that it's convenient for you to do this. Like, it's convenient for you to go to these places, convenient to do eat like this because of this, that, and next. And the real truth is, it's trash. And most of us may not ever get to that ultimate ideal where, let's say, you eating off your own food from your own land or some shit like that. Farmed, community supported agriculture. Maybe it's coming from various different places. I've done programs like that going back for the last 8 years, where the food can be local, but that may not be in every environment. So it's like, you can have more control over your food, and you can have a better idea of where it's coming from, and how it's being grown, which is very important, because organic doesn't mean it has more nutrients. It means essentially that they use less heinous fertilizers to do it. And that could mean various other things these days. It doesn't mean more nutrients. You're eating food for nutrient basis, especially mineral contents like that's not in the food. That's not guaranteed to be in organic stuff. And that's why people supplement. And for the most part, I had these mangoes from my tree outside. I got like 3 mango trees. It gets crazy out here with mangoes. But the bottom line is, I do nothing to it. I do nothing to them. I don't fertilize them. For the most part, when you eat a mango from the store, that sucker has been picked at a certain age, gassed, transported, it's commercialized. They got to use fungicides. They got to use a lot of different things that are neurological disruptors, essentially speaking. So it's fucking with us. And it's, even though it's a passive small dosage, it's continual if people eat like this their whole entire lives, which most of us have. I've been trying to, mitigate the effects of, a real chemical world, but it's not much you can do except for grow your own, or support those who are going to grow the food with real good soil, based on real good seeds. And that, I'm talking about, heirloom and better seeds that have what they need, and soils that are not been you know mined out, or grown overgrown in. It's real important, for the most part, for us to have the food come from these environments. So, like I said, a Florida person like me, we can get that done in Florida. You know what I'm saying? And there are various other places in the communities you can get that done. And then when it comes to the meat, the integrity of how the animal is raised is key. Is really, really key if you're going to eat animals. So, and then it's, like I said, keeping in mind that a lot of these animals themselves are genetically modified. If you did your research, you'll see that you're probably gonna eat only 1 or 2 different varieties of meat if you feel like your body needs meat like that, and then we'll see how it evolves from there. Because just like we created farming, community supported agriculture in certain communities, so that way people can have access to organically grown and local foods, you can do that with animals as well too. Set it up where you can get animals grown in a particular area that are not being fed certain things, or they're not really toxic like that, or they're being fed naturally. So that's going to take effort for people to do, but in the meantime, because the soils are depleted, you got to supplement, and being able to supplement with the right things at the right time, based on your health conditions, is also key. Based on your, what you got going on, is also key. So if you don't kind of know what's good or the balance that works for you, because I got herbs that help, or give restorative properties to our endocrine system. Because one of the biggest things I'll talk about is estrogens and how they affect the masculine endocrine system. We're getting excessive estrogens through everything. So this is like the real dumbing down of a country or a nation or a people, is like an estrogen overload, because estrogen overload in women leads to higher testosterone levels, and clearly they behave as such, in many cases, not them all. And high estrogen levels in men, leads to impotency, bad seed, low fertility, various other cancer type treatments that you would probably have to you contract from being consistently exposed to these estrochemicals. Like it's crazy. It's crazy, but this is really what's happening. And it's happening in a sense where people don't even know that it's happening. So like over a period of time, you just are less and less of yourself, and it's by design because of what you're eating. So the supplementing is definitely big. I talk about also what I think is very, very important is, being able to detoxify your body efficiently, understanding where you came from, how you used to eat, where you were. Maybe you were in a bad air city. There's certain things that you may want to do. Maybe you were in a city that they had a factory, and some of those factories, they treat the community like trash. So that means you're exposed to what's exposed in that city. You may want to look at yourself from a perspective of, damn, environmental toxins matter too. These animals that I've been eating all these years, everything has a factor. So like, being able to get certain things out of the system, because the body is supposed to be able to really cleanse itself and heal itself. But if you keep, basically colonizing it with foods that are foreign to it, that are not even natural, then the body's going to have, like, these responses that you call diseases. And we see it all the time. And another big issue is that, with the commercial industry, essentially commercializing all the minerals in the earth, you got a situation where the minerals are being sold or used for technology and various other things are no longer in the soil. They're no longer in the soils, and we need them in the soils, because just like they're the electrical tools that you use need minerals, the body needs it as well too. So we're really not getting that much more. We're not getting as much as we need to be eating what we eat, and that's why a lot of people are eating so damn much, because there's nothing in there. The mineral density in there is very little, so it's not giving the body the reactions that it needs to feel satisfied. So these things are all things that must be considered. And of course, there's a lot of shit I just mentioned, of course, and I don't want to overwhelm nobody, but I do have Seamoss available on my website, heartonbreak.com, that you can get. I got them in like 1 pound, 5 pound, 10 pounds. They're from Jamaica. This is like really the premium stuff. Really, you can read about it on go to my website and look for purple Seamoss. This is purple stuff. It's wildcrafted, which means that people have to dive for it and go get it. And they got other sea moss out there that you can get, but I don't even recommend using it all the time. It depends on your health conditions. But if you're working out, if you felt like you've had some injuries before, if you're looking for rapid growth in the gym, if you looking for a little bit more density inside your body with mineral spectrums that perhaps you haven't had, or because you've been eating junk or something, or genetically modified foods, um, it's excellent for that. So I got those available. Check it out on my website as well. And I got the other herbs available too for men, especially, I see some of you guys in here. I don't even know how to read these comments. I suck at this. So, I'll be doing it more often though. The herbs, the blocking estrogen, getting it outside of your body is key to testosterone levels. The pine pollen that I have, it's amazing. Like, you'll see more form in the gym for sure, when you're lifting, and you'll finish those sets, as well as the pine pollen and um which one? What else I got? Pine pollen. That's the more tea, and the more T3 is a combination of that and nettle root, and that right there, you know, T booster, natural prostate enhancer, hormone, make you feel better. Like these things, if you come from eating a lot of synthetic foods and junk food, these things are very, very good for the system. And I got the Polyrachis ants as well, which is not vegan. People gonna throw stones, but check it out. It's powerful stuff. So, guys, I didn't want to keep y'all this long, anyways, and I appreciate y'all hopping in, hopping down. We'll be doing more of these, always talking about health, purpose, masculinity, and all the things that matter to us being able to continue and play the role that we want to do, as well as finding your purpose in life. So, y'all take it easy, and I'm out of here. So, y'all take it easy, and I'm out of here.